Do you struggle to find your voice in a noisy world? Do you feel your voice lacks confidence and energy to accurately communicate your thoughts, ideas, and passions? Do you wish there was an easy way to give your voice what it needs to captivate your audience every time? My name is Clay Collins, and like you, I struggled with these issues for years. But I found a blueprint that can help you change the way you think about your voice and therefore the way your voice comes across to others. Welcome to the My Voice Mentor podcast. Hey everybody, so good to see you. I'm really excited about this episode because today you're going to get a backstage seat. You get to be a fly on the wall during one of my coaching calls. This young lady who's been a part of our MVM community, My Voice Mentor community for some time, has actually gone through our Vocal Pro program, showing her how to really harness her gifts. And she is, as they say in this generation, killing it. And by the way, did I mention she's 15 years old? She enrolled in our program at the age of 12 and now literally has the skills to launch and is launching her vocal career. She's been vocal freelancing now for, I think this is her second year, doing great. And she hasn't even graduated middle school yet. Amazing. So you're going to get to meet her and we're going to spend some time with her. But before we do that, I want to ask you a question. Have you ever thought about turning your vocal abilities, your vocal talents into a professional career or a side income, anything like that? Have you ever even thought about it? Maybe you're like, I have never thought about it. I've dreamt about it. But I want you to know that now is literally the best time to think about taking your vocal talents into a path of a career. Now, I'm not talking about being a rock star and going for that 1 in 10 million chance kind of arena. I mean, I don't recommend that anybody would pursue that. I mean, if God leads you in that direction, of course, that's great. But there really is quite a lot of professional opportunities that are not only gainfully, financially profitable, but they also keep you sharp as a vocalist and they really stretch you in really great ways. And to be honest, now is the best time to get involved in this really blue ocean of opportunity. Things have opened up literally in the last 10 years that have given talented vocalists the opportunity to turn their skills into an income. So that's definitely something for you to think about. But I want to offer you something free. I want you to enroll in my 5-day vocal bootcamp program. It's completely free. All you've got to do is click on the link in the description or go to myvoicementor.com/bootcamp. And that'll get you signed up for my 5-day vocal bootcamp. It's a great way to jumpstart your voice and give it some tools right now to begin singing better, speaking better right where you are. And I encourage you to do that. Again, myvoicementor.com/bootcamp, or click in the link in the description below. I'm trying to get the little thing at the top right, but if I haven't got that yet, just check the video description and you'll be fine if you're watching this on YouTube, or in the show notes if you're watching this on podcast or wherever you listen. So I want to get right into today's call. Courtney is super talented, and I've been working with her for years on just really turning her skills, and she has some phenomenal skills. And what's really great about her is she has taken just the training and the tools that I've given her over the years, and she's turned it into things that I couldn't even imagine. She is truly a prodigy, and she's amazing. And so today is really just an episode of possibilities. So as you listen and as you're amazed with her gift, I want you to begin to think about, wow, maybe is it possible that I could do something like that, or maybe something similar? So let's dive right into the call with Courtney.
So I have, 1, 2, 3, 4, four songs to show you.
Wow.
3 of them are like mini things. One of them is actually like a full song.
Uh-huh.
I'm not planning on releasing any of this because
You should. Why not? Why not?
It could be better. But
no, Courtney, no. We don't do perfectionism. You got to get that stuff out there.
Yeah.
No, I'm serious. You are so funny. Well, let me hear them. And we'll see. You got to start releasing stuff. I tell you. Hit play on that. Let's see what we got. I got it. Yep, that's it.
Perfect.
Shattered glass. ripped out pages. I don't feel bad, all I feel is hatred. Bloodstains, no guilt or remorse. In the end, what was it all for? You're my weakness, here's the evidence. Don't pretend you loved her more than you loved me. I promise it'll make sense in your head. I just wanted to be with you for one last night.
That's it.
I love that.
And thank you.
I love that. No, that is so good. That is awesome. So you basically just took a simple sample and sung over it, right?
Yeah, and I added like a couple other instruments, but
Yeah. No, that's cool. It's real ambient. I like it.
yeah.
And okay, so for you, the feature of everything that you do, is your voice. Period. Hands down. That's your sweet spot. It does not matter at all what you do at all. You could put a kazoo in there and you could put like a bagpipe and it doesn't matter because your voice is the feature. You could do an a cappella track. You could do an ambient track. You could do a hip hop track. You could do anything. Now, I told you last week that you would make a killing selling vocal sample packs, right?
Yeah.
So there's a couple ways you could do this little track right here. You could sell it as a sample pack, as a vocal sample pack. And here's what's cool. You could just sell the vocals, the vocals in the form of either loops or one shots, either loops, one shots, or long form. What you do is you take your demo and you say, this is what it could sound like, but then you're basically giving the producer this killer vocal that they can do whatever the heck they want to do with it. You could absolutely make a major presence. I can't think of another singer in that space that holds a candle to what you're doing vocally. Something to think about. Honestly, I love that as a concept because then you're not the star. And I tell you what, I don't know if you have any desire to be a famous star, but I highly discourage it. It doesn't seem to have a good impact on the people that it becomes to. And so the thing is, if you could figure out how to get really, really well compensated and still keep your life and keep your anonymity and keep your privacy and all that stuff, I'm like, to me, that's a win-win. And all I'm telling you is that you could have a lifetime of career feeding producers and songwriters and whatever glue for their tracks. You could put that in a sample pack today and sell it, and it would be just phenomenal. Okay, that's song one. I love it.
So this one was during my harmony phase where I would like just go into Logic and I would just do harmony building thingies or take one phrase and just do a whole harmony thing on that. So that's what I did with this one. And then I was like, actually, I want to add words to it. So I added like some little words to it. It's, again, really short, but it's just all a cappella and just, yeah, interesting. Alrighty, here it is.
There's no going back. There's You try to find your peace of mind and wonder why'd you have to make a mistake. All you had to do was trace the lines, but you scribbled over every page, feeling like you can't recover, and you feel so far deep under. I wish I could tell you what you wanna hear and be sincere, but the truth is there's no going back. There's no going back. There's no going back. There's no going back.
That's it.
Did you put all that together a cappella? Like you didn't?
Yeah.
Okay. How much when in the creation process, as you were creating that, when you were putting all that together, did you keep all the pitch correction off and then add pitch correction later? Like at what point did you put pitch correction in, or did you put pitch correction in?
I recorded everything down.
Yeah.
And then I put pitch correction on, like, usually the vocals that were just by themselves. But when they were in the harmony stack, I didn't really think they needed any pitch correction. But the vocals themselves, I was like,
okay, that's kind of what I thought. What you are crafting vocally is top notch. You've got it. You've got what no one can give to anyone. You have it. So the thing is, I'm sitting here, my mind is going in so many different directions because there's so many things you can do with that ability. There's so many things you can do with that ability. It's not just good, Courtney. It's actually unique, because a lot of what is out there in the R&B space and in the pop space, to me, I can't even listen to it anymore because it's just not. I mean, there's nothing that distinguishes one artist from another. It sounds like every artist in the hip hop R&B space, they may sound like they sound like, I mean, like, it does not even sound like music to me anymore. It's like you're making music. You're really doing some great stuff. We got 2 more songs. We haven't even gotten to the other 2 songs, and my mind is just reeling. Okay. What if you were to draw an ideal outcome for your musical gift, or an ideal outcome of your life? Okay, you're 15. Let's fast forward 10 years. What would your adult professional life look like if you were saying, this is my ideal? Like if all my dreams came true, what would that look like for you?
Well, at first and for a while, I've kind of been talking with God about it because everybody else has told me different things. But at first, I was like, you know what? I think I want to join a record label and make music and be a solo artist. And Jeremy told me over and over and over again, do not join a record label. He has a lot of friends who are still trying to get out of record labels or who have just got out of a record label. And I heard that Ariana Grande, she gained 80 million on her Dangerous Woman tour, and she only got like, I think 2 million out of that, and then all the rest got to all the managers and the executive producers, and I'm like, oh dang, that's kind of like a scam. So I think I don't know, I just want to make music. Why
would you, like, what about joining a record label is appealing to you? What about that? Because I understand, it makes perfect sense why you would want to get a record label and get a record deal and be a charting artist. That makes total sense why somebody would want to do that. But what about that is appealing to you? Is it the fact that you would be sourced to do what you love and just get to make a living doing what you love? Or is it the crowds and the fame and the people shouting your name? And like, what is the most appealing of those 2 things that I just said?
I think getting a record label and just working with all of like the lyricists and the producers and all the managers, it kind of just like secures the career of music in my
so my for you, it's more about, you see, you're kind of more like a Whitney Houston. So you remember Whitney Houston, Bobby Brown?
Mm-hmm.
See, you're like Whitney Houston. Whitney Houston was all about the music, and Bobby Brown was all about the people. You're all about the art, right?
Yeah.
You could take or leave the people. I mean, maybe that's, I mean, I know you love people, but for you, it's really about the art, right? You would want to spend your time in the studio making stuff, hooking up with really talented people and making great music, right?
Yeah.
Touring, like rigorous touring schedules where you're on a bus and you're hit. What's more fun to you, getting into the studio and recording and making a track, or a 12-month touring schedule where you're just in a different place every night?
I don't know. I kind of like both, because every time I'll watch full concerts on YouTube of different artists and just seeing all the visuals and how they put together things, and I think that would be really fun. But then also I heard that Michael Jackson dreaded going on tour, so I'm like, So I guess everybody has different things about that.
The thing is, I think the real thing that I'm saying and thinking of, and this was when I was your age, I wanted to be a star. It was in my path at a young age, and that was all I could think about, is all I wanted to do. And all I can say is, it's not like that can't happen or that you're not talented enough. The question is, are you talented enough to be on the same level as Ariana Grande? 100%, yes, you are. Like,
Thank you.
Talent aside, there's really not very much that separates you from anybody that's there. And in fact, I will even go so far as to say there's a lot of people who are on that stardom level who don't have half or a quarter of the talent that you do. So it's not always talent that drives that path. But what I can say is that it may not be the thing to shoot for, because I believe you can have everything that you could ever dream in terms of being able to create the art that you want without compromise, without worrying about having to compromise your values and your morals, which I will say, aside from the bad financial deals and all of that, it is extremely difficult, if not impossible, for a person to hang on to any of their morality and try to be neck deep in Hollywood or the music industry. I haven't seen a perfect example of Christians not being tainted when entering into that world. I mean, there's a handful of them. I mean, there's a handful of people. Chris Rock just turned down a multi-million-dollar deal because he didn't want to smoke weed on camera. I mean, I respect that dude. Like, that's a dude that put his money where his mouth was and trying to be above reproach with his faith. Like, I appreciate that. So it is possible. But what I would say is, I would almost say, pursue the art and pursue the joy and pursue the passion, because there's more than one way. That, like the old saying says, there's more than one way to skin a cat. And because of how versatile your talent is, you could build a very lucrative career. Now is a better time to do other things than being an artist, because there's a lot of people who want to be an artist. What if you were the one sourcing them with great material? What if you got a great lead singer who does not know a thing about harmony, which is most of them, and you're supplying their harmonies and getting paid extremely well to do it? And your artistry is intact, your person is intact. So in other words, keep your options open, because you are a producer, you're a songwriter, and you're a singer. Your songs that you're writing are fabulous. What you're producing is fabulous. So now let's go to right now. What should you be doing right now? And you absolutely should be releasing your music. You should absolutely be pushing it to completion, and you should be releasing your own album. You have the ability at 15 to sit in your room, craft a song, make it sound amazing, and release it, and people will get on board with it. I will be like the first person to buy your album, and not because I've been walking with you on this journey, because it's like really literally that good. I want my girls listening to it, because a lot of what we're trying to keep them away from, I don't want them listening to. So that what you're doing is phenomenal. And there's no reason right now why you couldn't release an album and start and start working on your brand right now at the age of 15. There's no reason. So don't hold that off. Don't let perfectionism say, well, I don't like it yet. It's not. No, let's get that thing done. Done is better than perfect.
Yeah.
So, I mean, your imperfect is everybody else's beyond their wildest expectations.
Right.
Your pretty good is everybody's wow. All right, I want to hear another one. Hit me again.
Yeah, a lot of times, still kind of struggling with it a little bit here and there, but I'll try to like talk to God sometimes, but I get so in my head, and my mom will just keep telling me, just relax and just yield. And I kept on telling myself, you're not even capable of doing that. What is wrong with you? And I was like, I wish I could just breathe. And then I came here, and then I wrote this. So here it is.
I get so caught up in my head, makes everything seem so impossible. I overthink the simple things instead. I wish I felt unstoppable. I tell myself I don't deserve anything. I second guess the words spoken over me. I get overwhelmed with my anxiety. I don't feel special, I don't feel seen. I just wanna breathe, 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 breathe. Take a hold of what's in front of me. I'm caught up in a box that's taped shut at the bottom of a shell collecting dust. Oh, can I just breathe, 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 breathe. Can I just breathe?
Beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Beautiful. All right. Extra credit.
Oh, Lord.
What key is that song in?
Oh. C? E flat?
It's in the key of A.
Oh.
So you're like singing keys. You don't even know what key you're singing in. That's funny. Man, so that song needs some piano on it.
Yes.
We might have to do some collaboration on that one. Nice. I love it. Kind of the vibe that I kind of hear with your music is it's just so peaceful. It's just like it's something that could literally just be the soundtrack to a person's life. Like the moment I hear it, like I said, it doesn't really matter even what you're singing about, but it's just kind of like this wave of peace. And I think honestly, maybe you should release a whole slew of stuff just like that you could expand. You could just take the idea and then just move stuff around to expand it. And I can even help you with some of that. But all three of these songs that I've heard so far all feel like they kind of fit together. And so maybe you're already kind of maybe putting together an LP or an LP. That's what we used to call it when I was a kid. That was a long play. Now they call it an EP, but like a 5 to 7 song EP that you could release. And here's the thing about what's beautiful about the digital age that we live in is that you can release an album that costs you nothing to make. Like, think about that for a second. Right there, what you just presented 20, 30 years ago, it would cost thousands and thousands of dollars to produce it because you'd have to hire an engineer. They'd have to have a quality studio with all the outboard gear and all the stuff, and that stuff isn't cheap. You couldn't have produced that and released it, and then by the time you got to CDs, you're looking about $5,000 to $10,000 to just get CDs. Today, you can write record, produce, release something into the digital domain without ever spending a dime on anything. So what risk is there, Courtney, in you releasing your music to the world? What's the worst that could happen?
I don't know. I could just get hate.
Well, everybody can get hate, but no one's okay. So I hate that. I hate it. I tell you what, you'd be hard pressed to find somebody who would hate that. I mean, I don't care who you are. My 70-year-old stepmother heard you sing and was just speechless and enamored. I mean, your music transcends culture, race, color, generations. I think you need to release something. So I think that's kind of, I'm definitely kind of in that. I want to hear the fourth one.
So this fourth one, I actually did in a 1-hour song challenge. So I've been obsessed with watching these videos on YouTube, like making a song in 30 minutes, making a song in 15 minutes. And then one I was like making a song in 1 hour, and I thought it was so good. And I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to try that. So I got a sample, and then I wrote all the lyrics, and then I added a bridge yesterday. So this song, I think, I don't know, the mixing and the arrangement, I don't know if I fully liked, but I decided to show it to Jeremy and my mom, and they both said that they really liked it. Jeremy, the only thing he said was that my background vocals needed to be panned more, and that they were like quiet and then loud on some parts, so just go in and fix that. So I tried to tweak it up, but it's interesting.
Cool, let's hear it.
Admit that what you did to me stays in my mind forever. I reminisce about almost everything. I swear I'm trying to get better. It's not easy, please believe me. I know I did this to myself, but you should hurt too. Oh, why did you have to find somebody else? You're not innocent. You've been
That's hot. That's great. Okay, we're gonna master this thing real quick, and you're gonna see what a difference mastering makes. I'm gonna take everything out, and you're gonna hear the difference of what this mastering chain did. Listen. Kind of muddy.
Yeah.
Bring it in. Now we're going to listen a little bit more of the track with the mastering plugins and everything kind of dialed in a little bit. Is that hitting a little bit better for you?
Oh my gosh. I knew all the time the reason I scrapped this is because every time I would listen to the chorus, I'm just like, something in there doesn't sound right. So I didn't know how to fix it. But oh my gosh, you are a miracle worker.
With a little bit of work, that song could totally be released. I love the vibe. This is a great song. I'd say keep working on it. I love all of it. Man, isn't that amazing? Like, she really blows my mind every time I get to connect with her on a call. And it's crazy over the years how we literally started with basic concepts, and now to look and see where she is now, it really is amazing. And I want to talk to you about that a little bit, because your voice needs 3 things to succeed. Just 3. Number 1, you need the right training. You need access to a really good library of courses for you to be able to identify what problems you want to solve and solve them. Well, at My Voice Mentor, we've got phenomenal course library for you to access that's going to give you an online learning platform that's going to give you everything you need to start really amping up and ramping up your voice right now. But not only that, you need coaching. At My Voice Mentor, we also offer weekly live Q&A calls where singers and speakers get to gather in a community setting where you get a live coaching call with me or another voice professional. And finally, the third thing that your voice needs is community. And you might not even think that this is something that you need, but we all need community. And what community is, it's not just a group of people that you hang out with. It's people that are like-minded, all trying to achieve the same goal that you are. It's the best way to stay motivated, to stay on track, to stay accountable. And we all need it. So we need those 3 things. And My Voice Mentor gives you all 3. If you would like to get more information or find out what you can do to take your next step, go to myvoicementor.com to get started right away. Now, if you're watching this on YouTube, do me a favor and go ahead and click the like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification. That way you'll be alerted to new episodes as they come out. And if you're watching on Amazon or Spotify, go ahead and give us a like and a review wherever you listen. In the meantime, can't wait to see you guys next week. Have a wonderful week and keep investing in your voice.